bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. And I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. I'm through crying, and I'm through waiting, and I'm through hoping against all hope. I'm through longing for something gone that'll never return. Think I'll finally learn to bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. And I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. I'm through grieving, and I'm through dreaming that the life I had is ever coming back. No more wishing on someone else's heart that'll never be mine. Think it's time to bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. And I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. So how many times before, with broken hearts and slamming doors, I'll be alright, yes I will, once more, just as I did back then. I'm gonna rise again, so bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. 'Cause I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new.
And so right here, right now, we come into the consciousness of oneness, the consciousness of the divine spirit that is everything new, everything now, right here, right now, in each of us. We are divine expressions of this one creative energy. And so I know that as a community, we are fed by today's celebration, that we are here to grow our consciousness and to come into a greater expression of everything new and to be present to the now moment so that we can create the future that we desire. I know that this is true for each one, and I simply affirm it into law with deep gratitude and grace for this teaching, for this community, and for this moment of united prayer together. And so I invite you to join me in saying, and so it is. And so it is. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Morristown, a vibrant community where love, joy, and inclusivity are at the heart of everything we do. Here, we honor the unique journey of every soul, offering a place of healing, growth, and celebration. Together, we create an atmosphere of openness and love where every person is seen, valued, and accepted just as they are. I love that welcome. Thank you, Reverend Janice, for writing it. It is so beautiful, and I think we're going to use it all the time now because it is exactly who we are. Good morning. My name is Lori Carlson, and I'm a licensed practitioner here at the center, and I am very honored to be doing today's celebration and to be talking about fertilizing the now. That was the amazing Grace in Nuremberg singing Daniel Nicolai's Everything New, and he's going to be back to grace us with 2 original songs later on in today's celebration. So, I would like to start by telling you the theme. The theme for CSL 2025 is Rising Higher, Growing Deeper. The monthly theme for April is Fertilizing Our Future. And the topic for my talk today is Fertilizing the Now, because we're going to be talking about right now. But first, we're going to start with our Namaste practice. So as you know, Namaste means the divinity within me recognizes and honors the divinity within you. So we're going to shift it just a little bit today because we're talking about the now. So I want you to say the divinity within me recognizes and honors the divinity within you now, because we're going to bring it into this conscious moment. So I invite you to put your hands together, to turn to someone, to make eye contact with them, and to tell them the divinity within me recognizes and honors the divinity within you now. The divinity within me recognizes and honors the divinity within you Right now. This is who we are, right? So this talk today is about embracing the now, about fertilizing the now, right? And I'm sure everyone's familiar with that expression. Yesterday's history, tomorrow's a mystery, but today is a gift. That's why we call it the present, right? Well, everything happens in the now. What is life but an accumulation of the nows, right? That's what the whole purpose of being present is. It is being in the now to really experience life and to really become a part of it. So everything starts with this moment. And so we're going to be talking today about what you're willing to do in this moment to create our life. Because we know in this teaching that we are co-creating our lives at every moment, right? And every moment we are creating that which we are going to experience with our thoughts, with our beliefs, with what we do in the moment. And so it always comes back to this present moment. And that's what affirmative prayer is. You just heard me, right? Do a spiritual mind treatment, affirmative prayer. How do I start? Right here, right now. Because I'm not praying in the future and I'm not talking about the past. I'm affirming what I believe in this moment, right here, right now. And I always treat that way. Almost everybody here has had spiritual mind treatment with me, and you know that I always say right here, right now, because that's where the power is. And a couple weeks ago, I spoke about planting seeds of intention, right? And we plant seeds of intention. We cultivate our soil. But when do we plant them? In the now. When do we cultivate our soil? In the now. You can talk about, oh, I'm going to do this, or I used to do that, and those things do not have the power. The power is in the now. The power to change, the power to create, the power to live a life that you desire, that you enjoy, that you appreciate is in the now. It's in this moment. And so I do a lot of Buddhism and recovery work, and one of my favorite books is One Breath at a Time, because that to me is the essence of living. One breath at a time, this moment. When I was in high school, my favorite book was Be Here Now. And I also really liked Eckhart Tolle's book, The Power of Now. But it's always coming back to this idea, right? That when you are present to the moment, you can create your life. You have a life. If you're always living in the past or you're always worrying about the future, you're missing the now, and you're missing the ability to create what you want. And also, you know, the whole idea of worrying about the future and regretting the past, in this moment, all is well, right? In this moment, right here, sitting together, hearing this, in this moment, in this breath, all is well. No matter what you have to deal with later, no matter what problems you have in your life, no matter what's going on out there in the world, right here, in this breath, we are okay, right? We are all here. We are here together. And so when I'm talking about what you're willing to do in the now to create your future, well, you're all here or you're watching. So you are willing to be in spiritual community. You are embracing the opportunity to grow your consciousness and to move forward. You are fertilizing by being here. And I don't care if you're here for social hour or if you're here for the community meeting or if you're here to hear me, but you're here. And that choice, that decision in the now is what fertilizes your future, is what creates the life that you're going to lead. I have shared this here before, but you know that this was on the wall in my halfway house. I think everybody here knows my story, that I'm in recovery. I'm 11 and a half years into recovery. And so when I was in the halfway house, there was a plaque by the door that said, "Watch your thoughts, they become your words. Watch your words, they become your actions. Watch your actions, they become your habits. Watch your habits, they become your character. Watch your character, it becomes your destiny." And we're going to be talking a little bit about habits later, but what I want to point out is when this says watch your thoughts, what thought are they referring to? They're not talking about what you thought yesterday or what you're going to think tomorrow. They're talking, watch your thought. Watch the thought you're having right now, because that's where the power is, and that's what you can change. And sometimes, you know, like in recovery, we say, well, you can't change your first thought. The thought pops up, but you can choose how you react to it. Whether you react, whether you respond, whether you take action on it, whether you let it go. You know, I have shared here before too about my Bertha voice, right? And so that when that voice pops up, that first thought pops up, you can say, yeah, no, not today. Today I choose joy. Today I choose something different. Today I choose to be in the now and let go of that thought of the past or that worry about the future. Today I choose to be right here. And that means letting go of limiting beliefs. That means letting go of all of those things that keep you stuck. That means embracing the moment. So here it is, it's springtime. It snowed yesterday. You know, here I am, I'm still wearing winterish clothes because it's chilly out. But you can embrace the moment or you can bemoan what isn't. I saw on my Facebook memories that a couple years ago I was in Branchford Park wearing a sleeveless top on this day, you know? So it's like, wait a minute, you know, I'm wearing tights now. But this is the thing. We get to choose how we view the now. So it's a gray day, but we can embrace the gray and say, you know, what's that famous thing? April showers. Right? So we can embrace the gray and the rain, or we can bemoan the fact that, oh, God, it's been raining for 3 days, and, you know, that's a choice. But we get to make that choice. And I think that it's really important to embrace the rain. I love this Bob Marley thing. It says, some people feel the rain, others just get wet. So are you going to feel the rain? And spring rain can be beautiful, right? It's so hydrating and it feels like it's bringing up new life. It's creating the blossoms. So you can embrace it as, oh, well, today it's raining. Okay, I think I'll put on my cool little, hat. I have a great rain hat and walk in the rain. Or you can bemoan the fact that it's not sunny, it's not warm today. But that is always a choice. But if you can feel the rain and not just get wet, it means that you're present And that's what mindfulness is all about. Being in the present, no matter what is happening. To be totally there. Right now, do you feel the seat you're sitting on? Do you feel the room around you? Like, just to be where you are and not to be somewhere else. You know, this time of year is a little hard for me. The spring blossoms, the cherry blossoms, the pink, all of that. My boyfriend Richie and I always went to Branchburg Park, and we used to go on motorcycle rides on specific roads to see the blossoms, like we did in the fall to see the leaves. But so when I see the blossoms and the trees, I get to make a choice whether to sit in, regret and loss, or whether to shift it a little into gratitude. To shift it a little into the fact that I got to walk in Branchwood Park with somebody I loved. Not everybody gets to do that. I got to ride on the motorcycle and see the beautiful blossoms. Not everybody gets to do that. So I get to choose how I reframe that story, how I tell myself that story. And I get to do that over and over again by staying in the now. So, sorry. I also get to let go of the things that no longer serve me. This is spring, right? It's beautiful. It's also a time of spring cleaning and putting away winter clothes. And that's not something I like to do, as I'm not good at letting go of things. I don't like to clean. I mean, I like my house to be clean, but I don't like to do it. But I do like things to be in order. So we have to learn to be in the now. We have to let go of the past. We have to let go of those things from a season that no longer serve us, right? Like we put away our winter stuff and we embrace the spring and the summer. Well, the same is true in your consciousness. The same is true in your thinking and in your behavior. We need to put away the old thoughts. I need to put away the thoughts that I'm in loss and embrace the gratitude for what I experienced. And I get to do that today. So, Robin Craig Clark says, all the flowers of all the tomorrows are in the seeds of today. Right? So that's the thing. We get to enjoy this moment. We get to be totally present. And every time you are present, you are expanding your life. People talk about how time flies and it goes so fast. And yes, I get that, it does. But you know what's one way you can expand time? Be present to each moment. Wherever you are, be there. Don't be somewhere else. I do this I practice this when I brush my teeth. It's like, it's a really simple thing, but when I brush my teeth, I got a new electric toothbrush, and I just stay with the motion of the brushing, with the sensation, with the feeling, with the taste. I totally am in that moment. And that makes it a meditation. That makes brushing my teeth into a spiritual practice. And you can do that with anything. You can do that with anything that you bring total conscious awareness to. And that's what mindfulness is. So what are you doing today? What are you doing today that you can do mindfully to be totally present? And you're going to hear me say this over and over, and probably in every talk I ever give. It's the daily practices that make a difference. It's not coming here once a week. It's not what you do every once in a while. It's what you do on a daily basis that makes a real difference in your life. And this is a new way to do it, okay? So thanks to CSL, I've discovered this book called Habit Stacking. So we're going to do a little practice with this later, but this is from a book by B.J. Fogg called Tiny Habits. And what it is a way to change your behavior by attaching a new habit to one you already have. So if it's difficult to start something, you attach it to something you already do. So for me, I didn't even realize I was doing this. But for me, when I get up in the morning, I have my spiritual practices. And then when I get my coffee, I unroll my yoga mat so that I will do my physical therapy. Doesn't always work. Sometimes I walk right over it all morning. But the idea is that I've connected it to my coffee. So when I pour my cup of coffee, the next thing I do is open my yoga mat. Eventually, many days I get on it. Many days, some days I don't. Some days I find every other reason to do something else. But at least I have opened it, and at least it's there. And at least I have taken an action, right, in the now to create what I want, to demonstrate that which I want. Like I said, it doesn't always work, but we have to participate in our own well-being by taking the action. A lot of people that I treat with, I always say, we get to participate in our own well-being. Some people here recognize that language. So you get to treat, we treat, but then we move our feet. We don't just say, we don't just treat and then sit down and expect it to arrive. We do trust the law and we let it go knowing it will demonstrate, but it demonstrates because we take the action to make it demonstrate. Now, I'm not going to affirm that I have a bad back, but a lot of you have seen me with a back brace. I just talked about doing physical therapy. So, yes, I struggle sometimes with back issues, but I treat for it. I also do my physical therapy. So this is the way this works, right? In the now, we choose to do the things that help us to participate in our well-being. It means we say yes. It means we say yes to getting a good night's sleep. It means we go to the doctor when we need to go to the doctor. Yes, we treat. We know our wholeness. We know the truth of who we are. And then we take the action to create, to allow, to participate in that demonstration, right? So it's very important that we take the action. And when do you take the action? In the now. You can talk about what you're going to do next week. You can talk about what you used to do, but what creates your life and your experience is what you choose to do now. So I still go to an AA meeting every morning. I still do all of my spiritual practices every morning. Most of you know I have an affirmation practice. I do a meditation. I treat. All of these things I do them on a daily basis because they make a difference in my world. Of course, like I said, I put the yoga mat out, and sometimes I don't get on it. Anybody else here struggle with procrastination? I don't think anybody, does anybody not? I didn't see anybody's hand not go up. So, but what is procrastination except avoiding the now, right? I love this. Got lots of quotes. Somebody said something to me about quotes. But in The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle says, all negativity is caused by an accumulation of psychological time and denial of the present. Unease, anxiety, tension, stress, worry, all forms of fear are caused by too much future and not enough presence. Guilt, regret, resentment, grievances, sadness, bitterness, and all forms of non-forgiveness are caused by too much past and not enough presence. I just love that. So if you can stay totally present, if you have enough presence, all that other stuff disappears. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Wouldn't that be great if all of that other stuff didn't exist? And then procrastination wouldn't exist, because procrastination is avoiding the now, right? It's putting off because of fear, because of overwhelm, because of stress, because of what you think is going to happen, because of what happened to you before. It's putting off dealing with the now. And that's what we get to change, is when we come into a place of knowing the truth, of knowing that we are connected to the divine, that we have access to all the power we need right now, right here in this moment. when we take the action, we are able to connect with that knowing, to connect with that deep inner truth. And from that place, there was no need to procrastinate. Okay, so I do want to talk about the difference between procrastination and choice. Because I believe, like I was talking about, being mindful, right? Look, the sun just came out. I believe that it is not procrastination to make a conscious choice with conscious awareness to do something different. So, I have my yoga mat out. I'm supposed to do my physical therapy, but it's a beautiful morning. I choose to go out for a walk rather than do my physical therapy. I'm on my way to work and I gotta get there by a certain time, but I choose to drive a longer route that takes me past the beautiful trees. So am I procrastinating getting to work, or am I making a conscious choice to be mindful and be present in the moment? And so we get to do that over and over again. So you might have a to-do list of things you have to do, where you've got to be, and then someone calls who you love or who needs you, and you make a conscious choice to take that call. Instead of doing or being on time or whatever it is you're supposed to be doing, you make a conscious choice. So every time that you make a conscious choice, it is not procrastinating. But it can look the same. It can look to someone else like, oh, she's just procrastinating, doing what she has to do. It can even look that way to you. But this is where mindful, conscious awareness comes in. I know that sometimes I consciously choose not to get on my yoga mat. Sometimes I choose to take a call from someone who needs me instead. Sometimes I'll take every call I can just to not get on the mat. I know the difference. I know when I'm procrastinating, when I'm avoiding doing what I need to do in the now, and when I'm choosing a different now, when I'm making a conscious choice to be present to this moment and to choose something different. And I get to do that. I get to make that choice. And then I get to not beat up on myself for the choice I make. So I have a to-do list, I'm sure. How many people have to-do lists, right? So when I would do something else or not get something done, I would transfer that thing to the next day's to-do list in big capital letters, like yelling at myself, oh, you didn't do this yesterday, you better do it today. And I don't do that anymore. I don't yell at myself for the choices that I've made. I have learned to treat myself with kindness, to give myself some grace around the choices that I make. Okay, I still have to do that report tomorrow. Okay, I still have to do that. But I am going to allow myself the graciousness of knowing that I was present in the moment, that I chose something different. And so with that, it is a good thing. It is not a negative. If I'm yelling at myself about it, I'm creating negative energy around something that could be a positive, that should be a positive. Although, I hate that should on yourself thing. But it is a positive because it is a conscious choice I made about what to pay attention to, about where to be, and to how to be in the now. Because like I said before, your whole life is just a succession of nows. And if you're not present for them, you're missing it, right? You're just on autopilot through life. I talked about taking that longer route. I talked about riding with Richie to look at the blossoms. Well, how many of you drive on autopilot and all of a sudden you're somewhere and it's like, oh, shit, how did I get here? Like, I got in the car, I started thinking about something, and now I'm where I was going, but I wasn't present for any of the drive. I don't even remember what I passed. I don't even remember. I mean, I know it because I've done it a million times, but I'm not even present. Well, that's a different way to drive, is to turn off the radio, in this weather, open your windows a little, and just be in the drive, even if it's one you've taken 100, 1,000 times before. I can guarantee you, every time you take it, it's a little bit different. If you're looking, if you're present, if you're aware, you will see something you didn't see before. But you have to be looking. You have to be present. You have to be not on autopilot. And unfortunately, a lot of people go through their whole life on autopilot. A lot of people don't just drive that way, a lot of people live that way without ever really being present. So, today I invite you to think about ways that you can be more present, more aware of every moment as it's happening. One of my favorite ways, looking at this social hour over there, one of my favorite ways that I don't always practice is mindful eating. Is when I put food on a plate, appreciating what it looks like, what it smells like before I put it in my mouth. Being grateful for everyone who has been part of the process of getting it there, from the farmer to the person who cooked it to the person who packaged it. Whatever it is. If you just spend that time in grateful appreciation and in mindful awareness, let me tell you, that food tastes so much better. It tastes so much better when you take that time to really be present and to really be aware of every sensation. When we do, when I have my meditation retreats and we do mindful eating, you put one grain or one blueberry or whatever it is in your mouth and you deal with the, you just sort of luxuriate in the sensation. And how many of us eat like while we're watching TV, while we're doing something else, while we're on the go? But this is just one way that you can bring your conscious awareness to the present moment and enrich your life, because that moment and that food will be so much better when you do it that way. And I know there's a lot going on in the world and a lot of change and things happening that make us not want to be in the now, that make it seem better to be, thinking about the past, or just make it difficult to be here. But this is the spiritual journey, to remember again and again that it's even more important now to show up from a place of truth, to show up in the now, knowing who and what you are, being present, not being distracted, not being all over the place, but really coming from that center, coming from that divine love that we all know we are. That's what this teaching is about, right? We get to make that choice again and again and again. Ernest Holmes says, we cannot lead a choiceless life. Every day, every moment, every second, there is a choice. If it were not so, we would not be individuals. Every second, there is a choice. Well, there's something really powerful about that. There's something really freeing about that. It is also a great responsibility, because you can change your choice at any minute. Every second, you can choose again. You can change what you chose a minute ago and reorient yourself towards the good, towards the now, towards that which you want. You can do that by being open at the top, by accepting and allowing for something new. Everything new, right? Daniel Lehman, I love that song. Everything new happens in the now. So I'm going to tell you a little story about how I'm not good at this. Because we all, this is always progress, not perfection. This is always a practice. So, as you know, we've had a lot of changes here at our center, and they are continuing. There are continuing changes. And when our space looks different, right? When I first was shown this piece behind me, let me tell you, I was horrified. And poor Kathy and Reverend Janice had to hear my reaction. I was like, oh my God, no, that looks like an altar. That looks like a church. We are not a church. And I had to really look at that. And I had to do some inner work and be like, Lori, what are you reacting to? I am not an interior decorator. I don't even care about that. My house is like, when I moved in, we put stuff where I wanted it, and I have never moved it. I have never changed a drape. I have never, I don't change the covers. I change the sheets, but I don't change the look of it because that's not important to me. It feels like home, but that's not something that I'm good at or that I really care about. But I really reacted to the change of this space. And I had to look at that. And I had to say, why, Lori? Why are you overreacting? Like, why does this mean something to you when you don't really care about this kind of stuff? And I realized that it was because it was about letting go of Reverend Frankie, letting go of what I thought this space should look like, letting go of my past, growing up Catholic with churches. And I'm not saying that I don't like churches, because whenever I travel, I go into all the churches. I love sacred space. I love altars and flowers and all that. Just not here. I just didn't want an altar here, But I did my inner work. I treated, I meditated, I journaled, I talked to people, and I let go of it. And I apologized to Reverend Janice and to Kathy Ronca, because gratefully they have a vision and they have those skills. And I let go of what was in my way to enjoy the now. And so this is something that you get to do in every moment, but it takes the inner work, right? It takes the going within and seeing exactly what is the cause for you of that reaction. Because right here, right now, all is good. I realized that every space is sacred because we are here together. And that's what makes the space sacred. It's our hearts. It's the community. It has nothing to do with the room or the furniture or the drapes or the no drapes or whatever. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with our hearts. And so once you realize that, once I realized that, then I'm open to receive, and I'm open to new, and I'm everything new, everything now. Whatever comes is a growing process. Whatever comes, I am open to receive. So, we never step in the same river twice, right? So everything is always evolving. Everything is always changing. And we are best able to embrace that, to embody that by being in the now, by being who we are right here, right now. And John Kabat-Zinn says, we take care of the future best by taking care of the present now. So how are you taking care of your present? Besides being here today, which I'm happy you all are, but what are you willing to do to take care of you now so that you can show up as a better expression of the divine love that you are? And we get to use our past experiences to fertilize the now. I told you about making my cup of coffee in the morning. Well, I discovered that coffee grounds fertilize my houseplants. And I used to think, oh my God, I gotta clean the coffee filter, like I gotta throw this out. It's like it was an annoyance and a chore. And I have found that things that we consider garbage or refuse from the past, things that we want to let go of, we don't want to deal with, they can fertilize the now. If you reframe the story, tell yourself a different story about it, and use it in the now. Use it to create in the future, but by doing it now. So I had another whole story I was going to tell you, but maybe we're getting short on time, so I will let that go, because we're going to do a practice. We're going to have Grayson come up and sing another song for us, and then I'm going to come back and lead us in a meditation about being in the now, and then we're going to do a little practice. Eileen is going to pass out papers that we are going to write on, and okay, so it's all going to be about habits and how you can change them and embrace the now so that you can better grow and be a greater expression of spirit. Okay, Grayson, you're on.
Yeah. Thank you. So the first song I played, that was the Daniel Nahmod cover of Everything New. This one is one I think I have yet to premiere here or anywhere, to be honest. Called Soarin', and I started writing it last spring, and I finished it up this spring. Yeah, I think that's right. Sometimes I'll start a song and just write a couple, stanzas of it, and then take a step away, and then revisit it later on with a new perspective, a now perspective, and revisit that tune and finish it up and make some little edits. But anyway, this one is called Soarin'. And I feel it does resonate with today's lesson about being present in the now. Just imagine, I have a thought. Often I like to watch the birds in the sky, and I think to myself, how amazing would that be? To just fly through the sky like a bird. So this song is called Soarin'. Pretty little bird up in the trees, maybe a nice chickadee, just wanna feel free. Flying around through the pink cotton candy clouds, watching the leaves hit the ground. Finally I am found. Is anything ever really free unless it learns the ways to be safe and sound within a crowd, or feeling peace all in me? Give me a pair of wings and I will do all the things I always said that I would do, making everything feel new. When I close my eyes I dream the same old dream every time, flying away from this crazy place. The wind's hitting my face and I say, what a beautiful life, just soaring through the skies. Don't need to know why, I'm just following my guides, taking it day by day, and I will find all the ways to feel free again, to feel like me again. But I've been trying to become the things I always run from, things that lay deep inside, the thoughts that don't lie, remembering all the things I once forgot, how to flap my wings and soar through the wind to feel it on my face again. It took me so long to find my way, and here is where I will say, what a beautiful life, just soaring through the skies. Don't need to know why, just following my guides, taking it day by day, and I will find all the ways to feel free again, to feel like me again. Yeah.
How beautiful. How blessed are we that we get original music?
Yeah.
Thank you, Grayson. That was totally lovely. So we are going to do a little meditative practice. little spiritual practice about arriving in the now, and then you all got a paper, and I'm going to direct you how to use it. We're going to do that stacking the habit thing that I talked about in my talk. But first, I just want to say, never put off love and joy until tomorrow. The kingdom is here and now. So we are going to come into that now. Like I talked about before, breath is the best way to be in the moment. And so I invite you all to close your eyes and to simply come into this moment. Feel the chair on your butt. Feel the floor under your feet. Just arrive here now. And like I said, one breath at a time is where we live. And when you pay attention to your breath, you are in the moment. Because you can't breathe in the past, and you can't breathe in the future. Every breath is right here, right now. And so I invite you to bring your awareness to your breath, to gently place your awareness wherever the breath is most prevalent to you. Maybe it's at the tip of your nostrils as the air comes in and out. Maybe it's in the rising and falling of your chest. Or if you breathe deeply, maybe it's in the expanding and contracting of your belly. Wherever you feel the breath, gently place your awareness there. Breathing in, know that you are breathing in, and breathing out. Know that you are breathing out. Breathing in, know that you are breathing in, and breathing out. Know that you are breathing out. So just take a few conscious breaths at your own pace. Don't try to control your breathing. Just be aware of your body breathing. Paying attention. Being present. Can you feel how that brings you into the present moment? Breathing in, know that you are breathing in, and breathing out. Know that you are breathing out. Just try to keep your awareness on this breath. And when you get distracted by a thought or a sound or an itch, that's okay. It's a practice. Just notice that you've been distracted, and then gently and with kindness towards yourself. Bring your awareness back to the breath, to this present moment. One of my favorite meditation teachers, Jack Kornfield, says, when you're training a puppy and the puppy strays, you don't scold the puppy, you bring the puppy back and say, stay, stay. And then the puppy wanders off, you get the puppy, you bring it back, stay, stay. Well, the same thing applies to your mind when you're meditating. Don't beat the puppy. Just gently bring your mind back to the breath. Breathing in. Know that you are breathing in. And breathing out. Know that you are breathing out. Right here, right now. This moment, this breath. This is life. One breath, one moment at a time. And so, when you are ready, gently and with kindness, I invite you to bring your awareness back from your breath into the room and to open your eyes and to rejoin the community. Do you all feel present in this moment, in this breath? So we're going to now do a little practice about habit stacking, like I was talking about. So you all should have this paper and a pen, and this is going to be one way that you can create a new habit so that you can move into the now with everything new, with something new, something that you want to incorporate into your daily practices. So, like I said, every time after I get my coffee, I put out my yoga mat. So it could be after I put the key in the car ignition, I take a moment and am grateful for my car. Or I take a moment and I look around me. It could be after I put my food on my plate, I take a moment and appreciate where it came from. So whatever it is for you, whatever habit you already have, whatever is something that you do regularly, maybe it's after I brush my teeth, I remember to be grateful that I have teeth, whatever it is for you. This is a way that you can add a new habit, that you can build a new daily practice into your routine without having it be stressful, because you just add it to something you already do. So just take a moment, think about it. Think about what it is for you that you do regularly, and then what you would like to add to that you will begin to do regularly. And then I'm going to ask a few brave souls if they would consider sharing what they wrote. No one has to, but I'm hoping that maybe one or two of you will volunteer to share your habit with your new habit that you would like to bring forth. Anybody willing? Yes, thank you.
After I have my coffee in the morning, instead of looking at my phone, I will meditate.
Awesome. Yay, yay. Anybody else? Yes, Kathy.
After I make coffee, I will journal for 5 minutes.
Yes, yes.
What did she say in here?
She said, after I make my coffee, I will journal for 5 minutes.
One thing, I mean, I do this already.
Okay.
And I can't add any more habits. I will lose my job if I add another. But what I do is, same thing, coffee seems to be like a common theme. So when I have coffee in the morning, when I'm done, I put on my sweat clothes.
So that you'll work out.
And then, yeah, that
Yeah.
kind of sets the tone for exercise, meditation, like all of that stuff. But there's a number of moments during the day where I do have stacked habits that I do every day. But
Awesome.
It's great. I think it's a great concept.
Yeah,
Yeah.
awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Anybody else? Yes, Jean.
I did it a different way
Okay.
because I couldn't quite grasp the approach. But I said, after I find myself judging another person, I will think instead, bless them, heal me.
That's beautiful. Did everybody hear that? After I find myself judging another person, I will think instead, bless them, heal me. That's perfect, Jean. Thank you. Beautiful. Okay, one more, Bill. Bill.
Can I do it later?
Yeah. Are you choosing to do it later or are you procrastinating?
I'm afraid you're hurting yourself. Again, after I have my coffee in the morning, I will do a spiritual reading.
Beautiful, thank you. So you see how it works, right? It's simple. Some of us already do it. Some of us, it just takes making that connection so that it becomes habitual, so that it becomes easy, so that you don't have to think about it. Yes?
I have one.
Okay.
After I attend the Center for Spiritual Living, I will have a cup of coffee.
After I attend the Center for Spiritual Living, I will have a cup of coffee. Or how about this? After celebration today, I will stay for the community meeting. Because this is a community that is growing. This is a community that needs your participation, right? We get to participate in our own well-being. We get to participate in the well-being of the community as well. So I invite everyone to have that be one of their habits, that they are going to participate in the well-being of this community by staying for the meeting and by coming more often and by bringing other people and by really being a part of how blessed are we that we get to be here, that we have this community and that we are thriving and moving forward. Okay, so now, you get to take this home, so I suggest you put it on your mirror or your refrigerator or in your journal or somewhere where you see it so that until it becomes a habit, you remember it. All right, so let's see, we're going to have, first we're going to have our sacred time of giving. Okay, so we're going to do our conscious giving practice. Here's the basket. I'm going to pass that around. And you can give online, you can Venmo or PayPal, and you can almost pretty much, I say this, use your phone and do it from your seat if you're on this side of the room. You can go to our website and hit the donate button, but whatever way that you choose to give, you can give by doing a social hour. I think we may need people for May. We're all filled up for April, but I think we might need people for May. You can give by, like I said, bringing other people to the celebration, by sharing our events, by participating in our events, by showing up for one another. There's many ways you can give, but whichever way you give, I invite you to give from that heart of oneness, from that nowness of being fed by this spiritual center. Give with the same abundant joy that you receive from being here. And I know you are all full of abundant joy. I can see it. So I invite you to give from that same consciousness. So I'm going to ask you to repeat this affirmation with me. I give my divine gift in the now. Right here, right now. With divine joy. Knowing that it cannot come back to me any other way than multiplied abundantly. And so it is.
And so it is.
Okay, so I'm going to do the announcements. Got a lot of them now. Okay, so like I said, we have a community gathering today after our potluck social hour. Please stay. We have some important information. We have a community that wants to thrive. We need your input. We need you to be here, right? So please stay. Also, just so you know, next week is Easter. We are not having a celebration here. We have been invited to Brookside, and we are all going as a community to enjoy their Easter services. So there will not be a live stream, there will not be a service here next week.
9:30.
And it's 9:30, thank you. And it's 9:30 at Brookside. So please go, because they are a beautiful community. They love us, and we are happy to support them, and it's a different kind of experience, right? It's for me, it brings me back to my past. So, but yes, go next week, 9:30. The following week.
Right next door. People are asking where it is.
Oh, where it is, yeah.
Pull
It's
up,
where we're
there's
connected
stairs,
to.
main stairs, that's Brookside Community Church. Our entrance is right next to them. We share their building. They're our landlords. And we're so blessed to be part of, to be sharing this building in their community. So that's why we were invited over there.
Yeah, it's a lovely thing. So, and then the following week, on April 27th, I will be speaking again, and I will be joined by Andrew Dunn as our musician, so I invite you to come back then. Also, please sign up over here for Tea and Conversation on Thursday, April 24th at 4 o'clock. Reverend Janice and Jean Lee are organizing this lovely afternoon of fellowship where you can have a warm cup of tea, eat some goodies, and share some spiritual experiences or just hang out together. So please sign up over here so they know who to expect and how much food to bring. On May 4th, Chris Ferraro will be speaking here again, and she will be doing a book signing after the celebration. So make sure you come for that. She's amazing. I'm going birding that morning, but I plan to come right with my birding outfit here to hear Chris Ferraro after and to get my book signed. And then on June 1st, Kat Roman, our beautiful and blessed Kat Roman, will be doing a sound bath here. So we invite you, put that in your calendar, because we only have so many spots and it always fills up and you don't want to miss it. So, okay, I think that's all the announcements. Yes.
Our field trip to the Grenada Grill was canceled last Thursday because of Ed's illness.
Okay.
He is available this Thursday, so if anybody wants to go on a field trip this Thursday to Grenada Grill, let me know.
Okay, I don't know if everybody heard that, but so Kathy said that the trip that they had planned for this past Thursday to the Grenada Grill for food and music, right, was canceled because the musician was sick, but they're going to try and do it this Thursday. So speak to her after if you would like to do that, okay? All right, I think that's it for the announcements. We're good? All right, so I'm going to do a closing spiritual mind treatment, and then Grayson is going to come up and sing another original song for us. So I invite you to close your eyes if you are comfortable doing so, and to hear these words as if they were your own. Because we are of one mind, they really are. And so right here, right now, in this consciousness of oneness, in this moment of the now, in this embracing of everything new, we as a community stand together and know our truth, that we are one with this divine creative intelligence that is ever expressing in, as, and through us as love incarnate. And so I know that each one here has been empowered, uplifted, and supported to create new habits, to create new awareness of the now, to build a life of successive nows that is enriching, that allows them to see the blossoms even on a gray, rainy day, that allows them to embrace the opportunity for something new, for something better, to be open at the top, to receive good and greater good. This is who and what we are as a spiritual community. We are love in action. And so I affirm that this sacred time together has brought us into a greater demonstration of that truth. And I am grateful for everyone here, for everyone listening, for this opportunity to know this truth and be in community with all of you. And so with deep gratitude and grace, I lovingly, joyfully, and expectantly release this word into law, knowing that it is already done. And I invite you to join me in saying, and so it is. Amen, hallelujah. I'm going to do that every time now. Thank you, Grace.
All right, this last one is a tune called Reflection. I have played this here before, but I felt it was fitting for today's talk, celebration. It's about how we are all, you'll hear, how we are all reflections of each other.